stuff, and they like a lot of energy because they don't do that in Norway. Everybody is really, and that's where I did the best. But everybody's really they don't really laugh very hard. If like what we've all been laughing when we've all laughed hard tonight, we're like ha 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 ha. If that version of that for them is like. So it's very strange.
Yeah.
And they don't really they don't talk to each other. They're very stoic. So it's very funny to them that a person would be able to be like, "Uh-oh, here we go." Like that seems so insane. That would never happen in their culture. And so, but I still didn't get it. It's a very strange culture there. You would love Scandinavia for a lot of reasons, but one of them is they do things very strangely. So they all get blackout drunk. As soon as Friday night comes, they all get blackout drunk, and they stay pretty drunk during the day on the weekends, but then they get blackout drunk at night. And this is real. You can say to somebody, "Is it true that you guys get black?" They're like, "Yeah, of course. That's how we meet people." And so they go to these bars, and they do it the opposite of how Americans do it. So what they do is, I find this so fast. I love Norway. I love it. So what they do is, you meet a girl. And you would never ask for her phone number, ever. You would never do that. You would never ask her to dinner. You never do that. But if you kind of get along, you're both really drunk, then you go home and you have sex. And then the next day, if she kind of likes you, she'll tell you what bar she'll be at next weekend. Because they all kind of go to the same bars because you can't just go to some random bar. You say,
Wait, TJ, did you do that?
No.
You have a girlfriend, right?
No, my wife.
Oh, you're married. Yes,
yeah,
you didn't do it.
Kate wouldn't have been
How the
totally
fuck
into
do you
that.
know this?
Because
He was
it's
there.
like common knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh,
everyone will no, and there's also a book about Norwegian culture that explains this. But I asked a lot of people, they're like, "Yeah, that's how it works." So then you have sex, and then she says, I'll be at this bar if you want to come and meet me." So then you go to that bar, and then if you see her again and you guys kind of have a good time, then you go home and you have sex, right? And then she'll tell you again the next bar that you're gonna go. So then on the third time, if you go and you have sex, and it goes, then in that morning, you would maybe have the balls to be like, "Can I have your phone number?" And she would give your phone number. Then you would text for a while, and then maybe you continue to have sex. And then after a while,
Of course.
you would maybe say, "Would you like to go to dinner?" So and the reason is because they're very uncomfortable socially. Now they don't give a fuck about fucking.
Yeah, the fucking.
Because to them, they're all Vikings. They're all these Nordic fit.
Yeah.
They hike. Everybody has a hita, which is like a cabin where there's no electricity or anything.
I know what a heater is. Too. We have heaters too.
No, hita.
That we have that.
Okay.
You know,
So
Just real quickly, if George was in that situation, he would have sex with a girl, and she would be like, "Next weekend I'll be at this bar." George will go to that bar the next weekend, and she's not there.
yeah.
I feel like
But he would
just
hang
wanted
out
to
at
make
that bar for 8 hours looking around for her. It'd be so sad.
She just wanted to make sure that he didn't go to any bar she could have decided to go to. So, but to finish the Norwegian thing, it's like, so that's so strange, right? And then you go to dinner. Well, it's the opposite in the United States, right? And it's because the nightmare of a Norwegian is to go to dinner, to have all this sex, and of course it goes well. Then you go to dinner, and you just don't know what to say, so you're just sitting there in silence.
totally, I get that.
And then you go, so how do you like to fish? and then the girl's like, yeah. And you're like, oh. I asked, how do you like the fish? Not, is that fish? And she's like, yeah, that would be a fucking nightmare. But in the United States, what we do is you ask for the number, you take her to a nice restaurant, you sort of try and be funny and engaging, and you're interesting, and these are your hobbies, but you're interested in her. What are her hobbies? You make her feel special. You brought flowers. Then you go on another date maybe, and then and you want to take her to a movie or something. You spend money on her because it's the opposite for us. They're not worried about the fucking. They're worried about the social part of it.
stuff.
We are not so worried about the social part. It's just you want her to be like, when you can't get an erection or you're bad at sex, you want her in the morning to be like, yeah, but he's really funny and he's so cute. So I'll have sex with him again and see if it goes better. It's such a bizarre. It's like their whiskey dick is, do you like the fish? Yeah.
When I was a young man.